Manifestation Mojo to live the life of your dreams. We're talking about the Suns and the Bucks.
Right. So the NBA Finals is the first game one is starting tonight. Phoenix Suns versus the Milwaukee Bucks. And with manifesting and praying and all this other kind of thing, because both teams really want to win. And so if they're both praying
to God to win,
or, trying to manifest the win, can they both win? No, they cannot. There's only going to be one. So how are we going to tell? And that is what we're going to be talking about now.
That's right. So what did you think about all of that so far?
Most people, let's just say that.
So they're prepared, don't you think?
Yeah, they both are prepared. Blow your screen up. That way people can see it. So manifestation is winning the basketball game, the Suns versus the Bucks. Both teams want to win. Both teams have prepared. Both teams have trained. Both teams are mentally preparing for this. Both teams really believe that
they can win. That they believe they can win.
That's probably, go ahead and put an underline under belief.
Yeah, there.
Let's just say that they want to believe when they're down, their mind, if they lose the first or second game in a row and it's 2-0 or 0-2, that belief starts to be challenged in their brain. So the sacrifice, okay, they've all sacrificed with family, holidays in order to prepare. And then emotion. We all know that there's a lot of emotion here when it comes to sports because, when they win, when they lose, these people, these athletes, even the fans get emotional about jumping up and down and swearing and hitting people and all that. The perseverance, Stan, tell us about perseverance and more down the line here.
Well, I think, we got to talk about Chris Paul as far as perseverance. Now, he's been around for a long time. He has never been in an NBA final. He's never won the championship.
So who is this guy?
He is on the Suns basketball team.
Is he the coach?
No, he is a major player, an all-star on the Suns, Phoenix Suns.
Okay, those are for the people like me who are not sports fans and don't know who these people are.
So we're talking about he has persisted, he has persevered over the years, hang with it, and really has endured some injuries and things like that this year. And now he has basically is leading his team, has really come through to be in the finals. And this is his opportunity to say, hey, look at this is where I belonged and this is what I spent my whole career. My only question is that, there can only be one person. I know he is, I think I've read where he is a religious person. And I'm sure he believes that the team deserves it and that they should be manifested with the victory. Just for, let's say, the first game for tonight. But there again, hey, look at how does the universe manifest what there is a conflict between the teams, the coaches, the audience, everybody is in conflict as to who should win. So what does the universe do in this situation? What do you think, George?
What's the next one?
Internal conflict. You think that's what it is?
Well, I know that there's the internal conflict goes right up with belief because when you're down, not even just talk about sports, but just most people, they have, the angel and the devil, and they fight each other. Okay, what should I do it or should I procrastinate and not do it? And that is internal conflict that everybody has. I've got some dogs right now. Okay, and there's a doggy door. There's an internal conflict. Do they try and go out the doggy door for the first time, but they're scared and they don't know. So they stick their head out and they come back in. And there's conflict on whether or not what's going to happen when they actually go through the door. And with this basketball team, sports, if there's only one winner, there's two teams, there's only one winner, there's going to be internal conflict, not only as a team, but as an individual, whether or not they can pull it off. All this, Stan, is interconnected. Tell us about that.
Well, that's what I was going to do. So if they have internal conflict, they are interconnected with other members of the team or even the audience or whatever. There is this interconnection that will maybe help them resolve this internal conflict, which they have, which, let's say if they miss one shot that they should have made, or they make a mistake somewhere that they should not have made. When the teammates or whatever come up and pat them on the back or do whatever, there is this interconnection to reconfirm this belief or that they can perform well. Now, that to me is what if they should be praying for anything, it should be a prayer to perform at their maximum ability.
So how about you underline internal conflict and interconnected? Because those are all have to do with belief. That's all in the brain. The preparation, the training, the sacrifice, all that is in the brain. So what about the audience?
Yeah, what about the audience? We a lot of times see in sporting contests where I think the people in the audience are either more excited or whatever than the players themselves, or with all their dress up and things like that. That the audience really does influence the players, and I think the audience, even if they're at home, we've seen a lot of video shots of where people are spilling their popcorn or throwing their beer or whatever, that the audience does get an involvement. And do they have part of the say of what victory is manifest, or who manifests the victory?
I would say yes.
I would say the audience does.
Mm-hmm.
Now right below that is, it says God. Now to me, the God is infinite, so it isn't just a separate being. It's the audience, it's the players, it's the floor, it's God is infinite, it's everywhere. So
and just to be clear, Stan and I are not preaching any kind of religion here, because we both do not, let's just say, subscribe to this.
We do not have an agenda.
Correct.
We're just trying to help or to solve this
There's
problem.
An old saying, people like, God, I pray to God.
Yeah.
Okay, that's exactly what this is here. Is there are people who will pray to God. The audience will pray for their team to win, and
or they might say, "Oh my God, what a good shot!"
That's right. So
I mean,
so how is that going to decipher between who wins and loses? How does God play a part?
Well, let's say, for instance, that one team is going along just fine, and suddenly that in Phoenix there might be a monsoon or summer storm come through, and the electricity goes off in the stadium or the Coliseum, wherever they're playing it. I'm not sure. And the lights go out. So if one team is having a momentum spurt and the lights go out and everything stops, well, guess what? That might change the momentum. Is God the luck which is next?
Well, luck, add this on their luck, put a hyphen, and it's labor under correct knowledge. Labor under correct knowledge. So really, In basketball, let's just say this specifically, you are practicing your free throws since you are a young kid, let's just say, and you are coached on how to do the ball so it has backspin and where to actually aim it and how to use your other muscles. That is all the knowledge and coaching, which is actually correct knowledge, and the labor of practicing this correct knowledge over a period of time ups your luck.
Ups your luck. Okay. I think that's all true. So you asked about, do we have any religious, intention here?
No.
And the answer is no. What we have is this conflict of oops, I didn't even spell manifestation correct. And there, at least now it's spelled correctly. I didn't even notice that before.
Well, that just goes to prove that you don't have to know how to spell too well in order to manifest what you want.
Boy, is that true.
Anybody and everybody can do this.
We are trying to get over this conflict that we have of who gets manifests their dream.
Win. Well, right now, this thing we're talking about, there's two people playing against each other and there can only be one winner. But if both teams are equally doing this list, what's the deciding factor?
Is it within the human reality, or is there any let's say, outside the arena? Is there any external
outside influence?
Yes. I mean,
spiritual influence or cosmic influence.
Because the next one is law of vibration, and I put there Bob Proctor because really Bob Proctor does say that a law of vibration can affect let's say a sporting outcome, or where there is a conflict of interest.
Yeah.
To me, that's where it is, a conflict of interest in this situation. Because when the stands or the audience is banging, boom, 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 banging the drums or hitting those tube things together, produce all kinds of noise that is producing a sound vibration that does affect the internal vibration.
The law of vibration and Bob Proctor.
Yeah.
How is that vibration of the noise in the stadium have to do with the law of vibration?
Because when we have an emotional situation, which in a basketball game, and the players and the audience and the crowd and even the announcers and even the coaches, assistant coaches, everyone, the crowd that's not even there, sitting at home watching the game, there is an emotional vibration that we produce. Some people have said, like the butterfly effect, that even the wings of a butterfly can ripple affect an event that happens on the other side of the earth or across the universe.
Why don't you add that here as one of these under Bob Proctor, put the butterfly effect?
How about we do it this way?
Perfect.
So now we get to the point where there is this one about abundance. Can there be an abundance of victory?
Yes.
I mean, when we talk, we've said that in conflict, there's I keep going back to where you have a gladiator battle, and there's only one that's going to emerge as the winner, and the other one is going to be living. One's going to be living, and one's going to be dead. How is there abundance in this situation?
Well, we would have to, I would almost say, I don't think we'll make another video on this, but it's also, what's the difference between victory and a winner? Because a team could be victorious, but not necessarily win.
Well, you may have to explain that. You mean they could? How can
That
that
won't
be?
be today. We'll be in another video for that.
Okay. So where are we at this? To me, we're just asking all these questions without providing an answer.
So let's do this. We'll call the video here, and then the next video you guys can watch, and or we'll address some of these. I would think we're gonna have to pull some of these aside, and because they've trained already, they've already sacrificed. Let's just say the audience is there. God's not going to go anyplace else. They've practiced, and so what is going to be some of the deciding factors, whether or not that last free throw is made or not?
So can victory be manifested?
I think so. But it might also, let's say that victory could also be stolen. Can you manifest stealing a victory from somebody else? Let's talk about that in the next video.
Next video. Okay. We dare you to subscribe. New content nearly every day.